Let's pick up on line 4 as we continue to talk taxes with CPA Joey Musmar. Hi, Henry. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I have 2 timeshares in Atlantic City.
Okay.
And I want to know, can I claim the maintenance fees, taxes on it?
Okay, so on a timeshare, Henry, basically what you've got is the ability to claim the deductions on the timeshare. You're going to get, obviously, depending on how many weeks you have, but you can claim those deductions on your tax return for sure.
Prorated, presumably, by the number of people?
They're already prorated, so they give him a statement that says if he's got 1 week out of the 52 weeks, and it's already pre-calculated.
Perfect. Henry, hope that helps. Thank you very much. What are the opportunities to reduce tax liability that are most commonly missed by the average filer?
Yeah, so you have individuals, you know, and I divided them up into different categories. Self-employed individuals, for some reason, forget about claiming the office at home deduction. Please remember, you don't have to see your clients at your house. You just need a room that is dedicated to your office, and you can get the tax deduction on that. So office home deduction, Bruce, is a very important one. If you have kids that are going to summer camp, and it's a day camp, it's not an overnight camp, you can claim that as part of the child care tax credits if you have young ones. And a lot of people forget that they can actually claim that as a tax deduction, tax credit actually. And then obviously if you're going to college, you have the lifetime learning credit, and that's something that everybody should be taking advantage of if they have kids that are going to college. And if you are independent, same thing, you can still claim that because you have a lifetime learning credit that you can use for your college education. And then child tax credits. If you're low-income individual, please file your tax return because you will actually get money back from Uncle Sam. And a lot of individuals who don't make a lot of money and they're, you know, barely getting along, they just ignore filing taxes, which is a big mistake because between the child tax credit and the earned income credit, you can get thousands of dollars coming back to you even though you may have had zero withholding. So please keep that in mind if you're one of those individuals that's living paycheck to paycheck.
That may be the most important advice you give, and the folks listening to us now should mention that to others. File your taxes.
Always file your taxes.
It can be hugely to your advantage.
Yes, it's a big benefit to individuals, and unfortunately the government always releases reports every year, and a decent amount of people don't file and get this money.
It's money left on the table.
Exactly.
Last year felt like just a horrific year for identity theft and things of this nature. I don't know if it was the worst ever.
It continues to get worse.
Right, like every year kind of is worse than the year before. What information or advice?
So the most important thing we recommend is for you as a taxpayer to actually ask for a PIN code from the IRS, which means when you file your tax return, just like when you use your ATM card, you're going to put in a 4-digit specific code to you. That will protect anybody that has your identity from filing a fictitious tax return and requesting a fictitious refund. If you're unfortunately one of those people that has had identity theft, which Bruce, I've had it personally, you have to go to the FTC and actually report that you've had identity theft, and we highly obviously recommend you get a credit protection service, and it'll cost you $10-20 a month, but it'll protect you from also having your credit getting dinged from that standpoint.
If you owe money and you're like, I don't want to be writing a check, this isn't in my budget, how do you position yourself now so that it's not the same thing a year from now?
Yeah, so planning forward is important. If you know that you underwithheld and you owed money in 2015, don't just leave things the way they are. Go through and create the next step. And the next step is for you as an individual to go through and change your withholding or make estimated payments through Form 1040-ES payments, and therefore you're not going to be on that hamster wheel always owing money every year, and you're really going to be a year, 2 years behind schedule. Then it just becomes a very difficult exercise.
Folks want to avoid any sort of health insurance penalty, right? Because that's kicking in.
So right now, every year it's going to continue to get more expensive for individuals that don't have insurance. Like in 2015, if you're an individual, you're going to have to pay $285. If you're a family member, you know, married, filing jointly with kids, the penalty for 2015 is going to be $975. Now, the bad news is 2016, it's going to go up even higher, which is going to be $695 for individuals and a whopping $2,085 for families.
Get covered, don't pay the penalty.
Yes.
Joey, great advice from Joey Musmar, as always. We appreciate your time so much. We're back with a program note after this.